How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, Almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Hast es verstanden. Sehr gut,
Be at
Hirano.
ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the Almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well,
Oh Mann, ey.
it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Hat der Teemeister tatsächlich für dich den Tee gemacht?
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The Almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
Vielleicht war es ja noch vor ihrer Zeit, von wegen in die endlose, wie ist es hier? Utopie, ne?
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy
Okay.
of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
Ja, ich glaube, der hat das schon ganz klar verstanden. Aber der Schein muss gewahrt werden.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us.
Tja. Wenn alle gleich wären, wäre es ja auch blöd, ne? Lieber so, dass jeder seine eigenen Ansichten und Einstellungen hat, als dass alle gleich sind.
In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
Damit ist doch das Begehren gemeint, oder?
They are similar, but not identical.
Okay, wo ist der Unterschied?
When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Tja, so ist es halt eben, Ei.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Ja, was hast denn du erwartet, Paimon? Dass alles einfach ist?
Makoto saw
bei
a
einem
bigger
Archon?
picture than I did.
Glaube nicht.
In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
Seine eigene Art und Weise, ja.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
Vielleicht tut sie gar nicht mal so schlecht, mal über die ganzen Sachen auch nachzudenken,
To
ne?
put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with.
Das entspricht eher der Sichtweise der Menschen auf dieser Welt, ne?
Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity.
Haben wir, ja.
But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Ja, hat leider viel zu lange gedauert, ne?
Almighty Shogun,
Diese Einsicht.
I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
Ja, dann bitte gib wieder.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Dann gehen wir gerade wieder zurück. Mit einem Teeset in der Tasche. Ich finde mir auch das eine oder andere Sakura-Blättchen. Auch wenn es gerade nicht danach aussieht, ne? Doch hier.
Speed of light.
Danke. Das waren sie jetzt hier alle in der Umgebung. Ah ja, gut. Hallo?
Hey, where'd he go?
Furuyama? Bist du
He
hier?
wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Ja, zutrauen könnte man es ihm, ne?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long. As was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
So
Schade.
we won't get to drink his tea?
Ich glaube nicht, Paimon.
We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
Ja gut, du hast ihn ja eh nicht gekannt, ne? Brauchst jetzt nicht rumzuschlurzen.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
Na, wenn es dir gut getan hat, warum nicht? Komm, Kopf hoch, Paimon, wir machen uns einen eigenen Tee.
Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea.
Echt, meinst du, kannst das?
I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
Ja gut, Ei, dann bitteschön, ne? Wird doch sein, dass es gleich klingelt.
The tea
Eventuell
is
kommt gerade
ready.
die Post.
Please give it a try.
Aber gerne. Dieses Teeset hat schon wirklich irgendwie was, ne?
So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it.
Ja, das brauchst du auch nicht. Ich verstehe das. All die Erinnerungen werden wieder wacher.
You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me.
Was so ein schönes Bild. Genshin ist ein unglaublich schönes Spiel. Ich kann es echt immer wieder nur wiederholen. Muss man echt sagen, vielen, vielen Dank an die Queenie, also an Queen B 2192 mit der Empfehlung für das Spiel. Das hat sich so rentiert, ey. Vielen, vielen Dank. Auch an alle anderen hier in der Community, wenn ihr irgendwelche Spiele habt, die ich unbedingt mal spielen sollte, oder die ihr sehen wollt, wie ich sie spiele, immer gerne in die Kommentare schreiben oder hier live im Chat auf LP. Ich bin dankbar für jeden Tipp. Ne? Also immer her damit. So, aber jetzt weiter.
I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigo, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back.
Ja.
Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably light-hearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may.
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Immer raus damit.
The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigo.
Yeah.
They all...
She died in that disaster too? too?
Ja, das ist ja logisch, Paimon. Konflikte, Kriege, alles nur Verluste. Das ist auch nicht schön. Egal wie. Egal bei welchem Krieg, es gibt keine Gewinner. Sie in der Ukraine. Aktuell. Auch. Ist der Wahnsinn. Echt, das kann man einfach nicht gutheißen. Es tut mir leid. Naja.
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden.
Makoto hatte also
In any
bereits...
case, by the time I realized what was happening, yes, it was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely and brought it back to Inazuma.
Okay.
That's quite a story.
Und wo ist sie dann jetzt? Wenn du sie ja noch kurz bevor es zusammengebrochen ist zurückgebracht hast?
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura.
Erschienen?
That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it, and yet its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air.
Okay. Das war auch nicht so gut, oder?
In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
Heißt das, sie hat sich geopfert, damit sie die Sakura sieht und dadurch die Kraft gewinnt, die Monster zu besiegen?
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Ja. Einfach ausgedrückt, Makotos Kraft hat den Baum irgendwie zum Vorschein gebracht. Ja.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her.
Ja. Vergleich nicht, aber ihr seid zwei komplett unterschiedliche Charakter. Ganz ehrlich, ihr könnt nicht verglichen werden.
I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful.
Ja, ich glaub's dir. Einen geliebten Menschen zu verlieren ist immer ein harter Verlust, der leider mit unerträglichen Schmerzen ist. Aber irgendwann, ne, auch die Zeit, man kennt's, lindert jeden Schmerz, jede Wunde.
But even
Und
the
ja.
tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Es scheint, als hättest du schon viel zu viel darüber nachgedacht. Auch ich kenne den Schmerz an der Tracht. Komm, lauert nicht nur mit deiner komischen Schwester da. Vergleich dich doch nicht mit ihr. Also jetzt mal ganz ehrlich. Jetzt müssen wir mal Tacheles reden hier mit dem Reisenden. Hallo? Nee.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person,
Hast du oder meine Schwester? Was hast du? Oder meine Schwester schon einmal gesehen? Hast du meine Schwester schon einmal gesehen? Warum oder?
I had heard that you were looking for your family.
Aber?
You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over.
Okay.
And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
Ja gut, da haben wir aber jetzt mit dem Shogun auch endlich mal geredet, ne?
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess.
Ja.
Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
Große Tragödie, man, die Alte von dem rennt doch hier irgendwo rum und verbreitet Unfrieden in der Welt.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory.
Ja, gerne.
Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Eine Tasse Tee steht für Furuyama bereit. Wie viel er tatsächlich wahrgenommen und wie viel er hat er sich anmerken lassen? Das ist die große Frage, ne? Da hinten müssen wir lang. Na, großer, was ist? Na komm. Kraxel hat meine Schulter hoch. Da hinten. Da oben ist ein Kind. Wir klettern mal hier hinten weiter.
Quite a downpour. Nothing will get done until it clears. Let this...
Once again,
Der da hängt.
please leave them to me.
Okay.
Hey, are you sure you're all right? You're scaring us.
Paimon, ich würde jetzt nicht gerade im Weg stehen.
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
Ja, wir kriegen den Kopf frei. Richte den großen Streitkolben ruhig gegen die anderen, aber nicht gegen uns.
Shine down.
Alter, die macht auch so einen Schaden, ne? Dafür eine richtig geile, schnelle Damage-Spielerin. Ernsthaft?
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Ja, aber diese komische Korrosion oder dieses komische Gift ist ja eben auch nicht ganz so ohne. Na komm. Ist da noch ein großer oder bist du der Letzte? Oh ja, auf dich habe ich gewartet. Sehr schön. Ich wusste, da kommt ein großer. Zum Glück haben wir uns die Spezialfähigkeit aufgehoben, ne?
Hey, maybe you should leave this one to us.
Dir scheint schlecht zu gehen. Hi.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength back. We'll deal with the monsters.
Okay, was passiert jetzt?
Look, that's the same light again.
Zeit für eine weitere Reise in die Vergangenheit.
Where am I?
Koiki?
Who are
Na?
you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too.
Was ist denn da aber los? Dieses
Are you
Rot hat
injured,
sie
Your
jetzt immer.
Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more. Let's get them.
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to
Oh,
worry,
yeah.
Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
Von ihr scheinbar.
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
Oh yeah, jetzt kommt die Kavallerie, ey.
So that's how samurai
Alter
of that
Schwede.
era understood visions, huh?
So voller Hoffnung. Ein unerschütterliches Engagement für den Widerstand.
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Ah ja, auf jeden Fall, keine Angst. Steht mir nur nicht im Weg.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Don't blink!
But my defense was watertight.
Ja, das ist das Problem. Das Gott vermaledeite Korrosion hier einfach, ne?
Shadow. Speed of light. Blaze over.
So, jetzt ist mal hier.
Time for your alignment. Boom! Income.
Ja, sobald ich einen Treffer halt eben kassiere, bin ich im Arsch,
Thunder
ne?
and light.
Deswegen die Korrosion, die wird uns aber auch nicht komplett killen.
Speed of light.
Achso, ich habe nur den einen, oder was?
Nowhere to hide.
Ja gut, dann habe ich es jetzt verstanden. Ja, dann killen wir den einfach, das ist ja gut. Ja, was ist los?
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
Na, das ist schon krass, ey. Die haben ganz schön Bums drauf, ne?
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Ja, alles für den Shogun.
Thank you all.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep resting.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The
Ja,
monsters will
immerhin.
definitely come
Immer.
back.
Gerne.
And when they do, it'll be more than a few rift hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Ich werde auf sie aufpassen, keine Sorge.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further.
Ja, euch traue ich das zu, dass ihr das auch hinkriegt.
We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Das glaube ich euch. Toll, danke. Ich weiß es zu schätzen. Wir haben kein Recht, die Realität zu stören, die sie erleben.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best.
Ja, das sehen wir.
But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future.
Und das wird sie auch.
No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Ach komm, Ei. Guck mal, wie die Leute alle hinter dir stehen.
Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma.
Sehr gut.
I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Sehr
Don't
gut.
worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live.
Also zweifeln sie jetzt gerade an ihrem Wort, weil sie ja
You
tot sind.
leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun!
Sehr gute Männer.
Glory to the Shogun!
Alle weg.
They're gone.
War das ein Versprechen an sie? Oder ein Versprechen an dich selbst?
It was both.
Gute Antwort.
The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so,
Glaube nicht.
they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long.
Eventuell, ja. Aber du hast es erkannt.
I
Und
used
das
to
ist das
think
Wichtige.
just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto.
Die für das Volk auch da ist, ja.
Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done.
Also das ist ein Fakt, dass die Menschen deines Vertrauens würdig sind.
Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being.
Ja, ist doch gut, immerhin.
I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
Mach das.
Alrighty then, let's move on. He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh?
Ja, was erwartest du, wenn du so mit deiner Vergangenheit konfrontiert wirst und die ganzen Verluste noch einmal durchgehst?
She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up.
Hey?
What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it. It looks like the situation is more serious than I thought.
Ich glaube, wir sollten nicht mehr zurück in die Stadt bringen, oder?
No need. She is calling me.
Sie?
The time has come. Can you help me walk?
Ja klar, ich setze ein Bein immer ein Stückchen nach
I
vorne.
need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past
Okay.
and take the first steps into the future.
Und wir werden dir natürlich helfen. Nachdem wir uns geheilt haben.